The retirement lie nobody talks about. There is a number sitting quietly in your future. It does not shout, it does not advertise, it does not send you notifications, but it is there. And most people will work 40 years without ever discovering it. This is Boss Budget. I'm Maxwell, and today I want to talk to you about a number that is sitting quietly in your future. You don't know it yet. Most people never discover it. But once you hit this number, something powerful happens. You can stop. Not stop working, not stop living. You can stop investing out of fear. There is a specific portfolio balance where compound interest becomes so strong that your retirement becomes mathematically guaranteed. No more mandatory contributions, no more anxiety-driven deposits. Just momentum doing what momentum does best. On this channel, we don't guess with money, we calculate freedom. We have been told a story about retirement, a story that says, just keep saving, keep contributing, keep grinding. One day, maybe, you'll be okay. Notice the vagueness, maybe, hopefully, if the market behaves, if nothing goes wrong. That uncertainty is not accidental. The retirement industry thrives on anxiety. They want you contributing forever. They want you unsure. They want you dependent on constant advice. But what if I told you something that changes the entire psychological game? There is a point where you can stop contributing. Not because you are rich, not because you won the lottery, but because mathematics has already guaranteed your future. And that point has a name. Your number. On Boss Budget, we don't deal in hope, we deal in clarity. 2. The silent anxiety most people carry. Let's be honest, most people are not afraid of retirement. They are afraid of uncertainty. They are afraid of waking up at 65 and realizing they ran the race in the wrong direction. You see it in the comments of older people. One man raised 5 children on one modest income, used cars, secondhand stores, no new phones, paid off the mortgage early. He delayed gratification for decades. Now he enters retirement in the top 10%, not because he earned the most, but because he understood something others ignored. Another person said, "If you sit with a financial advisor at 65, you already lost." That statement is not harsh, it is reality. Because compound interest is patient, but it is not forgiving. If you delay understanding your number, you delay freedom. And here's the part that hurts. Most people feel like they are running on a treadmill, year after year, contribution after contribution, sacrifice after sacrifice, yet retirement still feels far away. No finish line, just fog. And fog creates fear. The trap of endless contribution. You have been conditioned to think investing is permanent. Save 10%, save 15%, max out forever. Forever feels heavy. Forever feels like punishment. So what happens? People burn out. They start strong, then life happens. Bills increase, children come, rent rises, energy drops. The finish line feels invisible. And when a goal feels invisible, motivation dies. That is the trap. Not lack of money, lack of clarity. Let me show you something most people learn too late. This is Maxwell on Boss Budget, and we don't just talk about money here. We break illusions, and direction changes behavior. Let me slow this down, because this is where the shift happens. Compound interest is not magic, it is momentum. Your money earns returns, then those returns earn returns again. At first, nothing dramatic happens. It feels slow, almost boring. But exponential growth behaves like pressure building inside a sealed container, quiet, unseen, then unstoppable. $10,000 at 8% over 40 years becomes over $200,000, and that's without adding another dollar. Read that carefully, without adding another dollar. This is the part most people underestimate. They think retirement wealth comes from endless deposits. No, it comes from time plus momentum. And once momentum becomes strong enough, your effort becomes secondary. There is a moment when the snowball no longer needs pushing. Gravity takes over, the finish line they never told you about. Here's the breakthrough. There is a specific portfolio balance where your future retirement goal becomes mathematically inevitable. Let's say you want $1.5 million at retirement. If you're 35 years old with 30 years ahead, your money could multiply roughly 10 times at 8%, which means if you have about $150,000 invested today, you could stop contributing completely and still reach $1.5 million by 65. Pause. Do you understand what that means? It means retirement saving is not a life sentence. It is a race to a threshold. Once crossed, the burden shifts. Your contributions become optional. This concept has a name in financial communities, but here on Boss Budget, I call it something simpler: the finish line for mandatory sacrifice. Why most people never reach it? Here's where we agitate, because truth without tension does not transform. Most people never reach this number, not because it is impossible, but because they never calculate it. They drift, they react, they invest without a target. Imagine running a marathon without knowing where the finish line is. Would you pace yourself correctly? Would you know when to sprint? Would you know if you're halfway done? No, you would just run, exhausted, confused, eventually discouraged. That's how most people handle retirement. And then at 60, they panic, or they hope. Hope is not a strategy, and fear is not a plan. The decision that changes everything. There is a moment in every financial journey where awareness changes identity. You either decide, I will drift like everyone else, or I will calculate my freedom. That calculation requires three things: how much you want to spend in retirement, when you want to retire, and how long your money has to grow. That's it. No mystery, no secret club, no insider handshake, just math. But math used intentionally. Once you know your number, something shifts inside you. You stop feeling behind. You stop guessing. You stop fearing invisible futures. Instead of asking, am I saving enough? You ask, how close am I? That difference is psychological power, and power fuels discipline. Closing of Section 1. Let me speak to you directly. There are older people who wish they understood this earlier, people who worked hard but never aimed precisely, people who delayed starting, people who assumed pensions would protect them. Some were right, many were not. You are not behind, but you are responsible. This is Boss Budget. I'm Maxwell, and I need you to understand something deeply. Financial peace does not come from earning more. It comes from knowing your number. In Section 2, I'm going to walk you step by step through calculating your finish line. Not theory, not hype. Clear math, clear direction, clear control. Because here on Boss Budget, we don't drift into retirement, we design it. Because financial freedom is not about quitting work, it is about working without fear. And that changes everything.